Good day, subscribers, new YouTube viewers, and friends. It's me, Ranch, and today, after many folks asking, I'm going to showcase my Rhys the Redeemed Commander deck, which is just a standard token Commander deck, but there's really a lot of influence for elves for this, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. And there are a lot of variations of this deck. I built this with a lot of the cards that I have pulled lying around. Several of the cards I was lucky enough to buy list for, and if you follow me on Twitter, you've seen the gem of my deck that I've wanted for years. Without further ado, and for me rambling on, we'll just, here, I'll just keep Rhys in the corner here for y'all to enjoy. I'm going to start off with the creatures. So, nothing really much to say about Heritage Druid. Everyone knows what it is. Easy cast and, tap 3 elves, especially if you're going to be generating a lot of tokens late game. Helps to add mana. Mother of Runes, because I want protection. Scavenging Ooze, because a lot of graveyard stuff I hate. Stoneforge Mystic, I use it to tutor for 2 of my equipment cards. You'll see those later. Imperious Perfect, pump them elves. I really should put my phone on silent. Knights of the Reliquary. Eternal Witness. Elvish Archdruid. Again, more ramping for the elves. Academy Rector. Brilliant card. Tristani Selesnia's Voice, especially for the populate. Thragtusk. Mitotic Slime. Gets big when you kill it, or should I say it multiplies. One of the few flyers in my deck. I'm actually trying to improve that, because my play group, one of my buddies, Ian, has a lot of flyers, and I friggin' hate it, and I can't block them. So, yeah. So unless anyone's got a foil Dragonlord Dramoka from the pre-release in near mint condition, call me. I want it. Acidic Slime. Ant Queen to make more tokens. Seaborn Muse, especially for that. We play as a play group, so that ability is amazing. Genesis to bring it back. Armada Worm for tokens. Avenger Zendikar again. Landfall abilities banging as well. Big Bud Guy's Revenge. Protein Hulk was just unbanned, and I've had a few of them for a long time, so you can auto-include. Elish Norn as well. Pumps up all my creatures, and that's for my buddy Fripp, who runs zombies, so they all die. So, one of my very few creatures that can block flying, as well as start off with 1 green in your mana pool if you get it in opening hand. Sarah Avatar again. Bangin' beast. Verdant Force, again that ability. Each of the players' upkeep, put a 1/1 on there. Craterhoof Behemoth, thank you Magic Man Sam, wouldn't have that without you. And Avacyn Angel of Hope to give things indestructible, which is well needed, well needed. There are several ways that you could improve the creature base in this. Deranged Hermit for one. Well, when it comes into play, you can put 4 1/1 squirrel tokens on the battlefield, and squirrels get +1/+1. It's a fantastic card. Oracle of Moldai is another expensive addition. So you can play an additional land on your turn. Play with the top card of your library revealed. And you can play that card if it's a land card. Another card that I would like to have that I wish I hadn't sold to go to Europe last year was my Vorinclex, Voice of Hunger. So that's a fantastic beast with trample, and so when you tap a land for mana, it adds 1 mana that land produced. But when your opponents tap a land for mana, they don't untap on the next untap step. It's absolutely fantastic. And of course, Voice of Resurgence. If I had one, I'd throw it in there, but I don't. We're gonna check in with some lands. Obviously, we gotta start with some basics. So I think I've run 1. I think there's 4. Yeah, 4 plains and 7 forests. And obviously Dryad Arbor. Fantastic. Fantastic mana generator. Evolving Wilds, so you can sack it and search for a basic. And of course, Windstep Heath to grab my Savannah or Temple Garden that's in this deck. Grove of the Guardian is great if you want for the token, the 8/8. Fantastic. Maze of, I really wish my phone would stop vibrating. Okay, guys, knock it off. Maze of Ith to untap target attacking creature and prevent all damage. Fantastic. Wirewood Lodged, untap target elf. Great for Rhys if you want to tap it, bring it back, and if you've got the mana, use its ability again. The one to double each creature token you have on the battlefield. Reliquary Tower, auto-include for draw. Reflecting Pool, self-explanatory. Ganjo Castle to protect my Rhys right away. Pendlehaven as well. Target 1/1 creature gets 1/2. Wasteland. Gotta have a Wasteland. Selesnya Sanctuary for the duel. Guildgate. These are all going to be the dual lands. Canopy Vista. Temple of Plenty to scry. Sunpetal Grove. Brushland. Temple Garden. And my Savannah. And if you follow me on Twitter, my new pride and joy. My Foil Cradle. I buy listed for that at my local store. I buy listed a lot to get it, and it's actually in really, really, really good shape. The foil is nice and clear, doesn't have any scratches on it. Little couple nicks on the borders on the bottom, but on the back. Other than that, I absolutely love this card. So if you don't have a chance to buy list or have the cards to buy list, to buy it non-foil, I think it's what, like $220 or something now, US. So other lands that you could improve this on. Easy auto-include is Gavany Township. For 2 and green-white, you can put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control, and strip mine as well for some of your buddies' pesky lands that you want to destroy. So it taps for 1 colorless, and then you can tap and sack it, and you can destroy target land. And as well as the 2 hideaway lands for the white, Windburst Heights and what was it, Mosswort Bridge. They'd be good to have to be able to sneak in some creatures without with only paying the 1 to bring them in. And now for the sorceries that are in my commander deck. Glimpse of Nature. Get that land. Slime Molding, it was just something that I had to throw in there. Realistically, to improve it, you'd throw in an Idyllic Tutor. So you could fetch for the enchantments that you need. That's really it. If I could afford an Idyllic Tutor, I would totally get it, but for now, deal with Slime Molding, Green Sun Zenith, Beacon of Creation, Harmonize, great card draw, Natural Order, phenomenal, phenomenal card. Bestial Menace for more tokens, Overwhelming Stampede to pump them up, and this is Renewal, so you can search for land, and the Great Aurora to just F things up. Another sorcery that would be great for more token generation is Entreat the Angels. I've got one from the Vault series, but I don't know what if I'm going to put it in there or not. I really should. For the instance, Vines of Vastwood to make it to give it Shroud, and as well as you can kick her to pump things up. Obviously, Swords to Plowshares. Path to Exile to remove any pesky creatures. Enlightened Tutor, so you can search for another enchantment. Plummet, again, my friends have lots of flyers, so I use that to deal with them. Raise the Alarm. Midnight Haunting, more tokens. Make copies of tokens. Fresh Meat to put a beast on there. Court of Calling to be able to tutor for creatures. Oh, got it, messing things up in Gideon's Phalanx for more tokens. Ways to really improve the instant would be Crop Rotation, so you could tutor for the land you need, as well as Secure the Wastes. That's such a great card. Can't believe I don't have one, but I will be hopefully picking one up. Enchantments. Rancor. Pacifism, just to, you know, lock down some of my friends' big flyers. Sylvan Library, amazing. Definitely needed in a deck. Same with Survival of the Fittest. Discard a creature card and you can tutor for a creature. Although it is rather expensive. Rest in Peace. This card wasn't worth quite a lot quite a few years ago, and now it's up to what, like $6? Tangible Virtue, really, really great card to pump up your tokens. This Vigilance mechanic, brilliant. Ghostly Prison as well. Love this enchantment. If you're noticing that things are a little different, it's because my camera's a piece of junk and it cut off. So, Beastmaster Ascension. It's a little slow on the get-go, but it's fantastic with the doubling season with the counters, because whenever a creature control attacks, you may put a quest counter on it, and if you have 7 or more creatures that you control, get +5/+5. Or shards, so whenever a creature comes into play under your control, you can destroy target artifact or enchantment. That's amazing. Leyline of Sanctity is a great trick if you can get it into your opening hand. I've been lucky enough that several times when I've been playing, it has shown up in my opening hand. So it's either I'm great at shuffling or I'm terrible at shuffling. Bear Umbra is phenomenal, that if you can't get the Seedborn Muse out, just attack with this and you can untap all your lands. And the Totem Armor is pretty banging as well. All-Star Doubling Season. So if you, if an effect would put 1 or more tokens on the under play under your control, you put twice that many. And the same thing goes with counters. And the beautiful Mirari's Wake. So creatures you control get +1/+1, and whenever you tap for land for mana, you taps for 1 mana that land can produce. Amazing stuff. Probably the best way to improve the enchantments, obviously, is Parallel Lives and Mana Reflections. There's really nothing more to say other than those 2 cards are very commonplace in these types of decks. And once again, I don't have them, so they're not in here. And last but not least, artifacts. I only run 5. Might be a little less. We'll see if I decide to tinker with it, if I can get some of the cards I need somehow. Skull Clamp is phenomenal to early on because it really gets your deck churning. Just throw it on a token creature, that creature dies, and you draw 2 cards. Fantastic. Amulet of Vigor. I love this for the fact that anything that comes in tapped, it doesn't. Sword of the Animist, what I used to Stoneforge Mystic to grab. Great, great, great artifact. Mind's Eye. I threw it in case my friends like to draw extra cards, but unfortunately I've never been able to use it on the battlefield, or even, I don't think I've ever even got it in my hand, so I might remove it from my deck, because I don't think the ability does too good for me in this case. And same with Ring of 3 Wishes. It's great when it comes in and you can tutor it for 5 for a card that you need, but that's if you it really runs late because of the mana cost. The only artifact I can really think of that that any real token deck like this needs would be a Chroma's Memorial to give everything the laundry list of abilities like Flying, First Strike, Trample, Vigilance, Haste, and Protection from Black and Red. I desperately need one, but it's like a $20 US card. I don't even want to know what it's like for a Canadian. I'm slowly building up my buy list at my local game store to hopefully if they get one. But yeah, hopefully y'all like this quick deck tech. I think it's over 10 minutes now, but I'll try and bring it down. Let me know what you think. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully bring you some more cool stuff real soon.